Pretend that was graceful. I'm 29. I think it's okay that I exist and that I am perceived. Trying to come around to being okay with that idea. That's what this is about. With that in mind, I have some goals that I would like to share. It is a sort of bucket list for before I turn 30 this December.
Do you know you have 30 minutes?
So
30, yes.
the first thing on my list is to run a 5K. I am very excited that I accomplished this last weekend. I ran a 5K. It's not my first one, but I wasn't really specifically training for running. I've just been exercising more. And man, has it made a huge difference. I'm so excited about how strong I feel, about just the quality of like my run. It wasn't like the most painful thing ever. Okay, it's snowing, raining, super wet. What's the finish line? I'm gonna die. Historically, that's not been the case. I'm not a very athletic person, have never really been able to identify with people who are. My family growing up just did not, have an inkling towards sports or anything like that. I'm not very coordinated. So, working to change that. The next thing is that I would like to climb a mountain. There is a specific mountain near where I live. There's this hiking trail, and I do it every year, but I never finish. I always get to, I think the whole thing's like 7 miles or something. And about 2 miles up, there's a waterfall, and that is always where I turn around. My friends keep going without me. And it's just because I fall a lot on hikes, the uncoordinated thing, I've just always been so scared, and it gets really steep after the waterfall. So, I think it's time. I think it's time that I made it to the top finally. And if you look all the way over there, that's where my car's parked. So that is my goal. I'm excited for that. Well, not really excited, more kind of anxious and nervous. The next thing on my list is to sew an article of clothing. So I think I'm going to do a shirt. And sewing is really one of those skills that I want for myself. It's so intimidating and looks very challenging. Sorry, I'm like short circuiting right now. But I was talking to my mom about this, and she said that, in the olden day, like her parents and grandparents all had to sew. It was like a necessity. I really want to buy out of the whole fast fashion thing. We're in a recession, so it's a great skill to pick up, and I want it for myself. So that's the goal, and I need to make at least one piece of clothing that I can wear. So I'm excited for that, making my own clothes. That sounds like so cool. The next thing on my list is to manage my digital photos. This is going to be a behemoth of a task. I store them across a bunch of different accounts. I think I have 7 different ones, and there's duplicates all over the place, and I've never once organized them at all. So really need to do that. It's going to be a little crazy. I decided to move everything onto the Apple iCloud. It's just the thing that worked best for me and that transferred the photos over the most easily. I created folders for every era of my life. So if I wanted to look up something from middle school, for example, that would be easier to do. I also created folders for all of the holidays so that I could reference those easily. And then I put all of my art into a single folder so that it was easy and organized for me to find. And then the thing I like the most is I created this inspo folder, which is where I put all my screenshots, all the reference pictures that I take of nature and things for future paintings. So it's been really awesome to have that. That's going to take so long, but it will happen because I am committed to my goals. Next thing on my list is that I would like to learn ukulele bar chords. So last year I purchased a ukulele. I have been painfully, very slowly learning how to play it, and not very successfully, I might add. My fingers are as uncoordinated as the rest of me. But whenever there's a song that has a bar chord, which is when you have to press down more than one string with one finger, I just skip it. I skip the song. I don't even try to learn it. So really want to get better at ukulele in general, but really want to successfully sound a bar chord. that's it. That was the goal. Next thing on my list has been severely impacted by our government. It's to visit a national park. And I had my sights set on Yosemite, but with the defunding of the National Park Service, the reservation system went down. I think it came back up and I missed it. You know, it's one of those things that you need to wake up at 6 in the morning for and get in line. So hopefully we can figure that out.
All right, let's get down from here.
It's so big. This deer's like 5 feet away. That's crazy. But I do have plans to go to a different national park. I'm very excited about that. The next thing on my list, I'm excited and the most nervous for, I think. And that is to finish the draft of my first book, my first draft. And I really want to get beyond that stage, but this is just, you know, an attainable goal because they need to be reasonable. Okay, so this is the situation currently. I know this is, this is about halfway to where I want it to be. My target word count was 60 to 70,000 words. I really did want to write this year. My body didn't want me to. So not much I can do about that, but next year for sure this is getting done. I'm just so excited. I really want to be an author and I'm excited for that to be true. Anyway, okay, the next thing is I would like to teach my cat, Mango. He's my pride and joy. But I want to teach him to turn the lights off. And I really feel like that's a useful skill for him to have. You know, it would be really convenient for me to be able to get him to help me with that. But yeah, like if your cat isn't turning the lights off for you, like what are you doing? Hopefully that works out. The next thing is I would like to visit Japan. My sister lives there now, and so I want to go see her. We out here.
What's this coffee shop? Is it here? Então, for dormir.
I also have this goal to, don't hate me. I'm gonna say it out loud. This is scary. Visit every Disneyland in the world. And so there's a Disneyland in Tokyo. I swear I'm a Disney adult, but like I'm cool about it, okay? Like I'm not gonna sing at you. I'm not. Sorry, I just have a lot of nostalgia associated with Disney. I know they're an evil corporation. I don't like corporations, but I like Disney, okay? Okay. My next thing is to see a whale. I'm really excited for it. I'm manifesting. Really want to see a whale. I think whales are so cool. I just like animals in general. And I've seen a beluga in an aquarium, but that doesn't count. I want to see one in the wild. So yeah, I hope that happens.
That is definitely a baby fin.
They're just playing. If you also want to see a whale, please tell me in the comments, because I've never met another person who wants to see a whale. I think it's just me. My next thing on my list, oh, this is a little personal. Why am I doing this? Why am I sharing this with the internet? I want to learn to swim. It's something I don't know how to do. I'm tired of this being part of my identity. I think it's such an important skill to have. You know, I fear the ocean. You know what? I don't think learning to swim would help me fear the ocean any less. I respect the ocean and everything that's in it. And honestly, I feel like we should stop going inside. Because, anyway, my next goal is not measurable. It's just kind of like a vibe. But I want to reduce my screen time. And I understand that I'm uploading content to a social media app right now. But better to make it than to consume it, right? My screen time average this week was about 3 hours and 21 minutes. That is probably the best it's ever been. But honestly, so I was, to be fair, I was TikTok clean for like 2 months recently, but I got sick, and whenever I get sick or face any minor inconvenience in my life, I always just like cave and re-download everything. So it's just been a constant me telling my family like, stop sending me TikToks, I don't have the app, and then me sending them TikToks, and then me deleting it again, and then me telling my family, please stop sending me TikToks, I'm off the app again. So it's kind of a constant struggle. I really think that that's not the solution here, to be fully restrictive. I think that I do better being off my phone when I fill my day up with activities. So you need to add in order to reduce. That's the lesson here. And the final thing on my list is I want to get a really good handle and improve my daily routine. I think that it's important to wake up, set yourself up for success, plan your day so that you can achieve all your goals, accomplish all the things you want to do, get exercise in, do my skincare routine, have a good like settling down routine also. I'm kind of just the type of person who just kind of rolls over and then finds the first thing that they can to wear and then is grumpy all day, because that's what happened to them. Hello, it's me from the future. I thought I would give you guys an update on what changes I've made to my daily routine. My husband works nights now, so he gets home at around 6 a.m. when I'm supposed to be waking up, and he brings me Starbucks, and we kind of just sit in silence and like watch TV and hang out quietly for an hour before I have to go to work, and it's just been so nice. And because I've been looking forward to that every morning, it's like I now wake up naturally earlier, more consistently. It's just been so peaceful, and it really sets me up for the day. I feel more awake when I'm getting to work, and it's just been very helpful in getting things done probably. I have started incorporating kind of a more intensive like skincare hygiene routine. So on a day where I use makeup, I do double cleanse with cleansing oil and face wash. This is my nighttime moisturizer. I love it a lot. I also use this one during the day. I use the same Round Lab sunscreen also. I have also started using retinol every single day, so that's cool. I used to use this like more sporadically, but really you need to use it every day for it to be properly effective. But the thing I'm most excited about is my oral hygiene routine. I finally have been able to get myself to floss every single day. This is cocoa floss, and I really don't recommend this. This is way too expensive. People on the internet were like raving about it, saying it like changed their life. No, it's not even good. I dread when the dentist asks if I floss, and the very simple solution to that, to not having to dread that question, is just to floss every day. So I like to floss, and then I brush, and then I scrape my tongue, and then I rinse my mouth with TheraBreath mouthwash, in that order. Overall, I would say my daily routine definitely improved. I think goal has been accomplished. I know that there's other things I could improve in my routine. I think I'm interested in doing gua sha and dry brushing, but you eat an elephant a bite at a time, and I'm not there yet. So maybe that'll be a goal for next year. that is my full list. I'm hoping to accomplish that before December. I don't know why. It's kind of arbitrary. Okay, bye.